Oh, hello there. You've caught me mid-workout for my trophy. No, that's not true. We're talking about a game called Trophies today, but I wanted to ask you this question while embarrassingly in character here. What are some games that you played as a family growing up? Bryan, you don't understand. My family was raised by wolves. I didn't even know I had a left leg until I was 17. Okay, I get it. Not everyone's story is the same. However, most everyone did some sort of activity or game with their family that you might not consider a popular game today. So let me know in the comments below what games, activities, whatever you did as a kid with your family that you have fond memories of. We played a lot of Rook, a lot of Rummy, a lot of things like that. We played a lot of Risk with my dad, Monopoly with our friends growing up, and so I've always been interested in the hobby and kind of flexing those hobby muscles, but I never knew there was this deeper hobby until this decade, really. Well, last decade. But point being, what are some of those games that you would consider to be your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, because today we're talking about a game that was created by a family, and it was interesting because it was something they used to play as kids, and now they brought it to everyone in the hobby. That game is simply called Trophies. It's all about coming up, being quick-witted, and coming up with the first answer you can come up with in answering a question. So let's look now at how this plays. We'll come back up, talk final thoughts right now. Rising up, back on the street. Demonetized, just like that. Look, what do you know? Let's take a look. Trophies. This might get a little loud. Well, indeed, this is a game all about yelling out the first word that comes into your mind, and it does have a reason why it's called Trophies, because it's just got this neat little trophies. It's got a cute little charming story about why it's called, or why it exists on the back, but this is really nice. This is a metal solid piece of trophy. So what you're going to do is essentially you're going to grab some cards, and you are going to put them in a certain way to where the letters face forward. So ideally, you'll see a W here. I'll then read a category from back here where they can't see it. So you can play this one-on-one, or you can play this in teams. But for instance, you would say something square, and they would look at this letter on this side, so W. So something square, quick, something square with the W. I have no clue. Washing machine, technically, right? And whoever's first scores the point, especially if you're playing in teams or just individuals. But you can also play one-on-one, in which you decide on a color and then flip it up. So we'll say furniture starts with a W, or an A, excuse me. So it starts with an A. Furniture with an A. This is really hard. Armchair, right? First person that says it scores that one. The whole deal is with the participation trophy is that you give that out to the person who tries really hard at the end, but the person who wins obviously scores the trophy. Now that is the entire game of Trophies. It is meant to be quick, it is meant to be fun, it is meant to be simple, but it's also a little bit of a brain burner to make your mind think, wait a minute, what's the first thing that pops in my mind, starting with a T? So it's got a lot of stuff going for it, so we'll talk about final thoughts here just now. See how easy that was? So that's Trophies. Now, here's what I find very interesting about this game. It knows what it is, and that to me is a win. Anytime a game just knows inherently what it is, it's not trying to pretend, it's not being pretentious and thinking, well, maybe we're just, we're going to be this super deep, aggressive game. No, this game tells you, hey, this was created by the designer's family. When they were kids, they used to play this game. It's something you play on a Thursday afternoon because you're trying to kill time. It's not meant to be Twilight Imperium 4, right? Or 3 for that matter. It knows what it is, and it sticks within that. You're literally coming up with the first thing that comes into your head. Now, the interesting thing about that is it's much more difficult than it seems. Like, you read the rule book and you go, oh, we can handle that. You got this, right? We'll be done with this in seconds. And then you start flipping over those words and those categories, and you go, a vegetable starting with an L. Someone says lima bean, you go, no, that's a legume. You lose. Something like that, right? So there's all leeks. That's the one probably. Someone's like, well, actually, that's a nightshade. But anyway, I don't know if they are or not.
point being, it's much more difficult than it looks. Now, what I do love about this game is the packaging. It's great. Even though it's in a metal tin, it's in a small metal tin, I'm on board with those. It comes with a fully metal trophy. And the participation trophy gimmick is funny. It's like, hey, you did a good job. Here's your upward basketball medal, right? So it knows what it is. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It looks good in the box. And at the end of the day, the game / really activity, if you want to break it down. To me, I would consider this more of an activity because yes, you can win this game, but it's more about the experience of playing, and it's irrelevant. No one goes, remember, I always win this game. I mean, maybe because it's kind of like single round categories, but it's more about that moment of sitting down, having your brain just freeze, and then you have to come up with an answer as quick as possible. So I enjoy the way this plays. This is something we'll play with the family. We'll play with the girls growing up, especially Harper. She's already able to play this, but we'll play it with Ella when she gets a little bit older as well. It's just fun. It's just a fun activity that you can use with your family to really just get the mind flowing, to be thinking about it. It's good for creative brainstorming sessions. It kind of keeps your creative juices going and starts to make you think about things. So definitely check out Trophies by Facade Games if you're into party-ish games, but also more thinking games, family-style games. So go check that out. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see ya. I already did the joke at the beginning, so I won't do it again. So, see you later.